Oh hey, alright, today's topic, barking. Yes, it's a natural behavior for dogs, but it's also pretty annoying for a lot of humans, am I right? So let's talk about why your dog is doing this and what you can do about it. Just a note, in this video we intentionally muted audio of real dogs barking so that it wouldn't set off your dog. Now, one of the things you're going to discover is how much emphasis we actually put on preventing the behavior. So we hope the lack of barking in this video is going to help you prevent it. You're welcome. Today we're going to review different scenarios where barking occurs and what you can do about each one of them. So I want you to stick around because we're probably going to talk about your situation. First situation, barking at the outside world. So one of our pro level students, Joan, said that Sammy was barking when he looked out the back sliding glass door. How many of you guys have that going on? First, we want to prevent the behavior from even happening. So what we did was recommend that she put the privacy film on part of the door where Sammy can't see out. This is just a quick fix to stop it from becoming a habit. Next, we suggested that Joan start working with Sammy when he sees exciting things. Now, she's going to need to get far enough away from the exciting thing that Sammy can remain calm. Then she can begin to work with him to view that thing and remain calm and get treats. So once he's got the hang of this game, they can move closer to the thing. And eventually, they can start practicing in the area where it actually happens, so at the sliding door. This does take close observation of your dog's body language and noting how far away you have to be to create that calm reaction, not a stressed one. If you need some help with canine body language, this is a great book to start. And in my online course, I have several lessons where you can learn a lot more, including body language during play dates. All right, this is Tamjula and Master. Master couldn't see anything that was bark-worthy, but he certainly could hear it. He got very excited and reactive when he would hear people or construction sounds outside. Now, there wasn't really anything to do to block off this visually, but we do have to work on his reaction to the sound. So the way we can do this is to counter-condition the sound. Tamjula found a similar sound on YouTube and started the process to change Master's thoughts about it. Now, she couldn't actually eliminate the sound, but she was able to put in a white noise machine right by the door where Master hears the noise the most. This is going to help minimize the noise so Master doesn't keep having the reaction, and then the habit will grow stronger. Remember, your first step is to prevent the behavior from happening by avoiding situations that cause it and somehow blocking out visuals or audio triggers. Once you prevent it from happening, you can start to work on it, and eventually you can take away those preventative measures and just get back to normal. If your dog barks at the doorbell, you're going to want to apply the same techniques to desensitize the doorbell. So the doorbell trigger is a good one to pair with a new activity. So for example, you could teach your dog to go sit on his bed when the doorbell rings. Or you might teach him to go to his crate when he hears it. With enough practice, you could pair the sound of the doorbell with the new behavior that you like better than the barking. All right, this is Lincoln. Lincoln is already kind of an edgy guy. He really loves his family, but he's a little less confident about guests. So when someone comes to visit, there's usually some barking. So Allison first identified what she wanted Link to do instead of the barking, and then she started to work on skills outside of the time the guest came over. So she taught Link to go to his bed and also how to grab a toy when someone comes in the door. Next, she set up what we call training parties, where people can just drop by when Allison is expecting them. This way, Allison can be prepared to work with Lincoln and keep his focus when the people arrive. So if Lincoln is engaged with something else or has an alternate behavior to do instead of barking, well, he'll be better prepared when those guests stop over. All right, the trick though is to plan ahead. So those training parties allowed Allison to practice the situations. Eventually, with all the practice, Link's going to be ready when unexpected guests arrive. All right, this is Toby. He normally does pretty well in his crate, but on this day, his human had to be gone for just a little bit longer than usual. Now, he wasn't too keen on the idea, and he did some barking in the crate. Tammy has a pet camera. She can view this from her phone, so this was a good way to see what he was up to. In this case, Toby was barking for attention because he's ready to get out of the crate. Tammy will want to work to build Toby's confidence with the crate before she has to leave for this amount of time again. So if your dog is barking for attention, you definitely want to evaluate if they need to go out, or if their water bowl is empty, or if your dog just wants to play with you, or something's causing stress. You will hear trainers say, all behavior serves a function, and barking's like that too. You'll have to put on your puppy detective hat, and it could take a close evaluation of the schedule, but try to drill down into what the cause of the dog's barking is so you can better tailor your approach to work on it. Now, what about the other dogs that are barking and your puppy just wants to join in? Is that happening with your puppy? Similar to how we worked on the sound of something scary or exciting outside with Tangela and Master, we're going to do the same with barking. So, we suggest finding a recording of dogs barking on YouTube, which allows you to control the volume level and keep it at a spot where your dog can hear it and not react. Then you're going to work on sound sensitivity training to teach your dog to have more of a positive and calm reaction when he hears the barking. Just remember, dogs are conditioned to noises. Have you ever opened up the dog food bag and suddenly your puppy just shows up? Or maybe he knows the sound of the ice maker dispensing ice cubes. Or the cheese drawer for his cheese tax. You can see how your dog associates these noises with good things. Now, you can do the same for the other barking dogs causing your dog to bark. You want to reprogram that sound to something positive. If your dog is barking while out on a walk, you might have advanced a little too quickly in the process of walks, or you're just too close to the trigger. Now, neighborhood walks are actually quite stimulating for dogs, and young puppies often get overwhelmed or scared and develop some unwanted habits like barking at people or other dogs. This is your signal that he or she is just not ready for that excitement of that environment. I suggest you find a more quiet area for walks and make them more decompressing and quiet. Now, we do have a whole video on decompression walks if you need to know more about them and why they're so beneficial for dogs. Even more beneficial than neighborhood walks. With time and training, you're going to desensitize your dog to the sight of those other triggers. You'll use a similar approach of working at a distance where you can see them and remain calm and slowly get closer as the training progresses. This is the threshold concept, which refers to that imaginary line behind which your dog can remain calm and quiet, but get too close and we see reactivity. Now, the trick is to find the line and start where your dog is not reacting. With time, you can move slowly closer. Has your dog ever caught sight of their reflection in a mirror and started barking? This actually happens in glass doors too, like fireplaces, sliding glass doors, and even oven doors. Just like Joan did, first, let's put a stop to the habit by putting some sort of privacy film on it, if you can. Then you can set up training sessions where you pair the dog's reflection with something tasty to make the experience less scary or unsettling. If it's not possible to block off the visual, then you're going to need to be on your toes to immediately redirect your dog as he approaches the reflecting surface. So this can become a very annoying habit if you don't intervene early and stop it as soon as you first notice it. Now, one more situation that you might encounter is what we call the mailman theory. So it goes a little something like this. The letter carrier arrives and drops off the mail. Now, your dog sees this person and starts barking out of excitement or stress, or maybe somewhere in between. Now, the letter carrier keeps on moving to the next house.
Yeah, you go. I told you to go, and you go.
In the dog's brain, the barking worked. The dog believes that the barking made the letter carrier go away. Now, you and I both know that's not what's happening, but it's important to look at this from your dog's brain. That's why we need to interrupt the habit and put some privacy film up, and then make a plan to work with the dog at the time the letter carrier is at your house. You'll want to desensitize the process of mail delivery and make the experience more positive. So, you can see that each situation is slightly different, but we're essentially changing the dog's opinion about the things that's causing the bark. This is getting to the root cause of the situation rather than just simply telling the dog to be quiet. This leads to a permanent behavior change rather than just a band-aid approach. We're either doing this with the visual or the audio, or both. Learning how to desensitize something that causes your dog to bark can be a little tricky for a first-time dog owner. It does take a keen eye for body language and understanding of your dog and the triggers. But it's definitely possible to do, and the sooner you get started, the easier it's gonna be. So if you think that you just need a little more advice on that sound desensitization, like other dogs, construction sounds, or even people walking by, this video is going to be a great one for you to watch next. All right, in the comments below, tell me if you need any more help or what is your dog barking at?